Hey, Holly, what's up?
Hey, Dr. John. Good to talk to you.
You too. You too. What's up?
Well, hey, so, man, I don't even know where to start.
Cannonball, right in the middle.
Okay, I'm a new mom. I have an 8-month-old. Been married to my husband almost 5 years, and we're kind of getting our feet under us a little bit with, I guess, a little bit. Do you ever? With having a new baby?
Not really.
And
usually the people's solution is just to have more.
Well, so hold on.
Hold up.
I found out about a month ago that we are expecting again.
Oh, wow. Can I say congratulations?
Yeah.
Is that okay? We happy?
Well, hold on.
Okay. All right. Keep going. I'll be quiet. I keep interrupting you.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I was really overwhelmed, really anxious with the news, and worked through kind of accepting that, and that I'd have 2 tiny ones under 2. And we found out last week we're having twins.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So
amazing.
I guess, man, I could use some perspective,
Sure.
maybe, and some help with. I'm an anxious mess. I had a really challenging immediate postpartum journey,
Okay.
and so it's fresh. I didn't get to the point where those memories got fuzzy.
Yep.
And now I'm ready again, as everyone tells you. But yeah, so I'm trying to focus on the now and how how good things are now, but and focus on being a good partner and a good mother. But I have this impending doom of what's to come, and so I'm trying to learn how to live in the right now and also prepare for what's coming. And I'm overwhelmed, and it just feels like a lot right now that I can't get a grip on.
Yeah, no kidding. Can I just say thank you for calling?
Yeah, of course.
Well, here's the thing. The things you just said out loud, women are not allowed to say. So I want to tell you, I think what you said was brave, and I appreciate it because it was right. Okay?
Yeah.
I need you to hear me say it. I say it a lot, but I'm saying directly to you, my friend Holly, you're not crazy.
I feel like it.
I know you do. I know. I need you to hear me internally. Like, you're not crazy.
This is such a gift, and I know women yearn for this, but I'm petrified.
Holly, this is crazy town.
It is, right?
Yes. 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 And great. Yeah. It can be awesome. And all right. So postpartum is a little bit of a different animal, but 99% of the time, not 99, 95% of the time, I operate with a frame of reference entering into a picture. And that frame of reference is anxiety is generally not wrong. Okay? So here is underneath that, when I've talked to women who are having a second kid, in your case, a second and a third kid, who have experienced postpartum, here's a couple of things that I've seen over the years that continue to surface and surface and surface. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Number one, we live in a clinically insane culture that says a woman should go home with a new baby and do it all by herself. Is that you?
I mean, kind of, right? Like my husband is here and he's my partner, but at the end of the day, I'm the manager, right? So
forget husbands. Forget husbands.
Yeah.
I'm saying, we've created this insanity over the last 50 or 60 years in our country. That says you're supposed to just leave the hospital and go home and shut the door.
Yeah.
And there's cultures that have long-standing rules. No woman should be left alone with a crying baby because it's insane. You have to sleep. You have to eat.
Yeah.
And we're not designed to raise, we're designed to have aunts and uncles and cousins and people and neighbors. We're not designed to shut the door and have Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It can be so isolating as a new parent.
It's maddening.
You just sit in your house alone and
yes,
wait out the survival period.
Yes, that is not the way it's supposed to be. It's not the way our bodies are designed, or our minds, our souls, our spirits. All right, so that's number one. Number two, and this gets touchy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Number two is, what kind of world have you and your husband created to where your body says, whoa, 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 whoa. We remember what happened inside this house for the 9 months leading up to, and now the 8 months since.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go into detail, you don't have to go into detail, but it's easy to say on the one hand, he's working full-time, he's providing, he's leaving the house, he's going to get stuff done, fine. There's also the haunting things. I used to be this kind of wife/girlfriend for him. We used to have this kind of sex and run around and used to be wild. And now I don't even know what day it is. I'm so tired. Now my body is a jungle gym and a factory to feed a human. And I can't have another just pawing on me, right? It's all these things about intimacy and connectivity, and I wish we could just get back to, and then I feel guilty for having the I wish I could just get back to thoughts, and it just creates this spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Does any of that ring a bell? Because I may be out to lunch here.
Yeah. I also think, too, my husband's a first responder, so he's on 3
so
times a
that.
week.
Right, yeah.
Overnight, overnight. So I'm gearing up for madness in this house.
Yeah.
Solo. And there's, a part of me that wanted to get my feet under me and have my body back for a minute, a hot minute.
Yeah.
And we're just right back to where I was last year. And now there's 2 monsters in there that are ready to, not monsters.
Holly, they can be monsters, and you can love them just the same.
I do. Yes.
You can. All right, so here is the beautiful part.
Yeah.
You get to decide what happens next.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Yeah.
That might mean weird stuff like, hey, honey, last time I did not do well with one by myself in this house, and we're going to have 3 that are under the age of 2. My mom's going to move in for a year or 9 months or 6 months, or my sister or my cousin, or I'm going to hire 2 high school kids from down the street. They're just going to come over and lay on the floor and shake a rattle and feed a bottle that I pump, and I'm going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But here's my challenge that I want to put down on the table for you. Let's be honest about the things that were absolute hell. Even though it was a beautiful time, new mother, I should be grateful, blah, all that nonsense, all those stories you tell yourself in the middle of the night when you're like, I wish this baby would go away. I wish I'd get my life back. And then the machine starts up. Oh my gosh, you ungrateful mother. No mother has those thoughts. Right? And you start down that loop.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we have a little bit of clarity and we know we got two more in the chute, here we go. All right, here's what must be true. I've got to have some help. And it's not, husband, you're a first responder, you're gone 24 hours, you're off on these calls. That's your job, that's your calling, that's your life, that's what puts money in our checking account. Great. Here's what's going to be true for that season.
Mm-hmm.
And honey, I miss you. So when you're home, here's what I need from you. I need you to sit on the couch and just hold me. I need you to rub my feet. I need you to massage my shoulders. I need you to be present with X, Y, and Z. It's starting to be very clear and tactical. Our house is just your house, kind of like a tree fell down next to your house and some branches knocked out some windows, right? Uh-huh. Now a tree is headed right for your living room, right? It's coming. You'll know it's coming.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's like I can see it.
You see it coming.
Free.
All right. So here's the cool part. We're going to get new wood floors on the other side of this thing.
Mm.
We're going to get a new roof. We're going to get that thing we always want. That's going to be awesome. And we're going to have to live in a crummy hotel for about 4 years. Right?
Yeah.
Both of those things are true.
Yeah.
So what kind of party can you make in the hotel for 4 years?
Yeah.
Because that's the choice in front of you, right? Is to pretend this isn't happening, to just pretend, okay, I'll just do this plus a little bit more. And by the way, you're going from man to man to zone real fast.
I'm pretty good at zone defense, so we'll...
You think you are. I remember my buddy, he was like, dude, I thought we just were going to add 3. I've heard the levels out at 4 on. Like after 4, you're like, whatever. And then the older ones start raising the other. Like it just becomes, the chaos is so chaotic, it just is. But I hear that transition from 2 to 3 is whoo. And I'm telling you that only because it's coming. So let's just, okay, here it comes. We're gonna be honest about choosing reality. And then we're gonna do the next right thing.
Okay.
Can I ask you, because I've talked at you, can I ask you, okay, besides loneliness, besides those stories, by the way, I want you to get a journal that you write down the stories, because getting them out of your body is really, really important. And some of the thoughts you've probably had, if you had a pretty rough postpartum time, some of those thoughts, you think that if somebody else knew you had that thought, they would take your baby away, right?
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah, it's freaky.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Okay? You're not crazy.
Okay.
But write those down.
Thanks. Okay.
And if they get real scary, then we're going to call somebody. Cool. But let's get real intentional about, all right, what must be true? So you tell me, exercise, movement, skin-to-skin contact, dancing, music, I don't know. You tell me. What are some things you could put on that list?
Oh, man. I think getting outside and moving my body for sure. I'm a big hiker, and I used to love to camp. Haven't tried with an infant, but getting outside into nature is the main thing I live for. So, yeah, I think that. I think there's also an element too of like I work now, so I'm a full-time working mom, and it raises the question of, am I going to be able to continue my career? Like, childcare for 3 kids, what's left over at the end of the day from my paycheck? And
do you make $1 million?
No, I don't. And so, losing a little bit of my identity more so in this, and okay. Can I tell you something really important? I need to be an individual.
I just interrupted you again. I'm so sorry. I've got to quit, but I feel like I need to say this because what you said is so important. Your identity as you knew it is gone. And the quicker you make peace with that, grieve that, honor that, build a monument and have an event for that. And by the way, your marriage as you knew it is gone too.
Yeah.
Y'all were ride or die for 5 years. Y'all had so much fun. Y'all went hiking. Y'all made out wherever, in tents in the forest. Like, well, I don't know. Like, you had this life. And then you had a 1-year-old, and it was tough. And now you're about to have 1,000 kids. Right? And so it's this cool thing. The couples that I see really struggle and the individuals I see really struggle have this haunting question. When do I get back to ... And back to is over. Doesn't exist. You are not who you were. Your identity as you knew it is gone. You can become an amazing professional and an amazing leader, attorney, surgeon, but you'll have a different title. You'll be a working mom. It's a different title.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your husband's now a working dad. It's your identity as you knew it's over. And so, as a buddy I had in grad school, he gave me this line, and I loved it because he was having his 4th kid, and I was barely able to stay married. And he said, "Dude, it's just a different kind of awesome, but everything's different. It's just a different awesome."
Yeah.
And that line has been important for me. It's just a different kind of awesome, especially when I realized I get to choose what that looks like. I get to build it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
And I want you to, my hope is, gosh, I talk too much. My hope is this is empowering. You get off the phone and you're like, yeah. Now I can love these kids because I'm going to create a structure and a world where that's cool. And you and your husband are still going to get wonky and it's still going to be weird. And you're going to feel like your whole body exploded. All that stuff's true. It's all going to happen. And cool, here's what must be true. It's a new kind of awesome.
Yeah.
And all that sounds exhausting when you have an 8-month-old in the house, right?
Right. One that's crying right now. I can hear her.
I remember I told my wife I wanted to name my book, one of the books I wrote, How to Change Everything. And she said, I would never buy that book. And I was like, why? And she goes, I'm too tired. I don't have time to change everything. And I was like, oh God, I never, you know what I mean? Like she goes, I just need to do the next, so I get it. Here's my hope. Mm-hmm. How far along are you?
It's pretty new. I'm due in March. So, yeah, so I'm coming up on just barely getting into my second trimester here.
Okay. So you've got, I don't know, 6 months left?
Yeah.
Ish. It'd be really cool if you and your husband had somebody come watch the baby and y'all set about a plan for how you're going to dream over the next 6 months. And here's a fun exercise, and I've talked about it a lot on the show. What do you want your house to feel like? 6 months after you have 3 kids, 2 and under. Like, what do you want it to feel like? Full of laughter? Full of cleanliness? Because you can just get rid of that. There's going to be no cleanliness. But it could be full of laughter. Right? And once you start letting some of these things go, yeah, there's going to be dishes everywhere. Your living room will be clean in approximately 17 to 18 years. Cool. Let's just let that one ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's let some of these things ride. You might have to grieve. I was like a badass working mom. And now I'm just an employee. I was just amazing. And I'm going to make the decision to stay at home with 3 teeny tiny kids, and I'm going to have a couple of women come to my house and work from my house because I have to have human contact or whatever. Or I don't want to stay at home. I can't do it. I will implode. And so what must be true? But y'all, I want y'all to come up with a structure. So every Sunday night, every Monday night is going to be dreaming and planning night.
Okay.
And we talk about money, and we talk about sex, and we talk about what do we want this house to feel like, and we talk about, is our house big enough for 45 kids and all. And by the way, my mom's moving in or your mom's moving, whatever. None of this is going to go super smooth like you think it is, but the idea that we're being intentional about what's coming, awesome.
Okay.
Does that sound like I can handle that? I can do that?
Yes, I can do that. I think my wanting a plan, I think, is really what I'm craving, and
love it.
And I think that's it makes it bite-sized probably instead of figuring it all out now, because we don't know what's coming. But
here's what's more important than your plan is that you agree to make this plan as it evolves and remake this plan with somebody. I can hand you a roadmap and say, you have to go do this, and it will be almost impossible. But having somebody with you, having a plan to have other people around as you head into this new season, my gosh, I can't tell you how, if somebody said like, hey, I'm about to have twins, I got a 1-year-old, what's number one? I would say get a bevy of friends who will come over, hang out, a bevy of people you can text, all of it. Like that would be number one. Everything else, number 2.
Okay.
And I don't know what that looks like in Cheyenne, right? And it might be like Monday nights, all the women come over. Sunday nights, y'all bring whatever's in your fridge. Everybody's coming over to my house. It's going to be loud. There's going to be barf everywhere. There's going to be diapers everywhere. And I don't care because y'all are my friends, and we're just going to eat whatever's left in the fridge. And I need to see humans and remember that I'm not crazy. And every Tuesday night, your husband's got all his knuckleheaded first responder friends come over, and they tell terrible stories, and they laugh at really, really black humor stuff. Cool. I don't know what that looks like, and high school kids come over on Thursday. I don't know. That's for y'all to figure out. But we're not going to do this new season alone. And we're going to be as intentional as we can, knowing we're going to hold those plans real loosely, because when the two show up, they're going to blow all of our plans to smithereens in all the best ways. I'm happy for you, and I'm congratulating you, Holly. And I also know, that's scary, Mary. Call anytime over the next 6 months, and we will all be rooting you on. And send us some pictures when everything is, when the sun shines on everybody in the club. Thank you so much for the call.